What is up, sports fans? We are back for another episode of The Fan and the End. I'm your host, as always, Stephen Rychel. To the right of me, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Marvin Powell III, and below me, the big man himself, as always, Mr. Ben Troupe. How are we feeling this morning, fellas?
Good.
Good as always. Yes, sir.
We'll see how everything works out. I didn't know when we booked this with JR that it's the combine today, so I don't know if we're gonna get our guest on. We'll have some fun and we'll figure things out as we go along, as per usual, and kind of do our thing. But it's been an interesting week in sports. Obviously, the Olympics just about coming to the end. Both of the men's and women's hockey team wound up winning gold medals in spectacular fashion. I don't know if you guys seen this. I want to get your thoughts on this one, right? That the one of the guys that was a part of this Olympic team, his uncle won a gold medal in 1980. His grandfather won a gold medal for USA Hockey in 1960. And he's one of the guys that brought his kids onto the ice for the picture afterwards. And someone made the comment on this post, was like, does Brock Nelson's son realize he has to win an Olympic gold medal in 2046? That's we talk about lineage and stuff like that on here all the time. That's a unique thing right there, having grandpa, uncle, and all that wound up winning gold medals there. And we got TJ's in the house.
How you doing, everybody? Great to talk to you.
How we doing? Appreciate you hopping on, giving us some of your time today, my friend.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
I listen, it's always a pleasure. We love having, over the past few weeks, we had a bunch of some of the high school kids that are just getting themselves accepted into some of these colleges. So we like to talk to all three levels of our athletics, high school, college, pros, all of them. We got two former veterans on here, with me, as we have Mr. Marvin Powell, Mr. Ben Troupe on here. So, and we were just talking about lineage, right? How unique is it for you? Like, you're growing up, your dad, playing in the league, and, you're on the cusp of following in his footsteps.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it's a really great opportunity. And honestly, growing up, my dad, he never pushed me to play football or anything like that. I was a four-sport athlete growing up, played football, basketball, baseball, and then ran and threw in track as well. And so, he was really about everything. Anything that I wanted to do, shoot, I rode BMX for a little bit, snowboarded, played some tennis. I was really able to explore all of those different sports until ultimately it came down to football, And so having that support from him, my mom, and then my three younger brothers and sisters, that was huge. And so, going on and kind of following in his footsteps, being able to have this opportunity is huge for me.
As we start this one,
TJ, I gotta ask this. Okay, so your dad played fullback, you played D tackle. Cam Hayward's daddy played Ironhead Hayward played fullback. His son played D tackle. So how does it go from 6 feet to 6'5", 6? What did they feed you that they weren't eating themselves? You go from a fullback to a D tackle as a son. What's up with y'all, man?
Yeah, well, hey, my dad, he always told me when I was strength training and stuff in high school, he's like, man, you're touching weights that I didn't even consider, even think about or try touching when I was in college, so this strength training and everything that you're doing, it's way too advanced for the for when I was back playing, and I always tell people too, because I used to be a small kid. I was like 185, like 6'2", 6'3", 185 when I was a freshman in high school. But my mom, she had messed up one time when she was getting me protein powder. She was buying like the little small tins and they were actual protein powder. But then she got like the big value size pack and it ended up being mass gainer. We didn't catch it until like 2 years later. And so throughout that time, I was just bulking up, putting on crazy weight, putting on crazy muscle. And so I went from a 6'3", 185 wide receiver, kind of like edge, like safety-ish kind of guy, to being a full-time defensive end, full-time defensive tackle by my junior and senior season. Just because of that one little slip. But I mean, hey, look, here I am now. You know what I mean? So shout out, mom.
Yeah. Yeah. TJ, I'm also the son of a player. My dad is Marvin Powell Jr. He played for the Jets. And growing up, it was the same kind of deal. He didn't pressure me to play football at all, but he was supportive of it. And one of the things he did from a young age is he would talk to me about the nature of the game and the way the game's supposed to be played and the physicality that really exists and needs to happen. And he really shaped my mind early about football. And there's no doubt that gave me a competitive advantage because I was playing the game mentally at a different level just because of his impact on me and what we discussed. Did you and your dad have similar conversations? And what did your dad talk to you about regarding the game?
Yeah, 100%. It started off being a big confidence thing. You know what I mean? Being able to go in and know that you are capable of playing in these, like on these teams and capable of competing with the people that are the best in the nation, especially when we were going around doing camps, doing like the All American games or the Army All-American games, stuff like that. Like he was talking about like, hey, this is confidence. Like you got to know that you're able to go in here and compete. Like you could be the best in your town, but like, are you the best in the state? Are you the
Mm-hmm.
best in the Midwest? Are you the best in the nation? You know what I mean? And so, I mean, confidence was that number one driving thing that me and him had talked about for the longest time. And I mean, from there, like you were saying, physicality, like it takes a different level of physicality. It takes a different mindset to be able to play this game and to be able to play this game well. And I mean, him being a fullback, like that dude, he is hard nosed, broad shoulder. He still has his helmet hanging up in the basement from when he was at Iowa. And I mean, I see the scratches on there. He had the bull ring on there, so hands couldn't get through, poke him in the eyes when he was, going downhill, trying to clean up a linebacker so his running back could get through the box. You know what I mean? Like that's a selfless position. Same way that defensive line is a selfless position. Like you got to do that dirty work and you got to be gritty. You got to have that mindset to be able to go in and do your job down in and down out.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I saw a video you were in, a day in a life. The Badgers had featured you throughout the day. Listen, you're a natural at that, man. Do you do a lot of live streaming? Or are you looking at, any type of media moving forward?
Yeah, actually, my what I want to do, I want to be a sports broadcaster actually. So, that was back when I was still at Wisconsin. I
Hmm.
finished my time at Cal. But while I was there, yeah, they had gotten word that I wanted to go into sports broadcasting and I wanted to go into media, and they started to feature me a little bit more in videos like that, kind of like live streams and things. But I also had a lot of different opportunities to be able to talk like in front of campus groups and things like that. We had something called it was like a block party that we did during Black History Month that brought the black fraternities and sororities at Wisconsin. There weren't a lot, but they're starting to grow now. But we brought them together along with a lot of the different athletic teams, right? So we would go in and I facilitated the conversations when that was going on. I was like the MC. I also DJ. And so I mean, like I've got some experience in like music production, right? And things like that. And so I've kind of been able to do it all and see it all. Shadowed a lot for CBS Sports when I was at Wisconsin, and then I've made a lot of great connections with people from like ABC and ESPN and everything like that while I was at Cal.
That's great, man. What's your major?
So I was an American Studies major, but before when I was at Wisconsin, I was doing radio, TV, and film broadcasting. But when I transferred over, a lot of the credits didn't go over, so I wasn't able to get into the film and media program. But it's okay because everything turned out that when I was choosing that major of American Studies, I was able to do a focus in sports media in the U.S. And now I'm pursuing my master's degree, the cultural studies of sport and education. So it's a master's in education.
That's outstanding, man. Listen, I'm happy in a day and age where you're hearing about so many college kids who are playing ball and not going to class for various reasons. I'm happy to hear that you're taking advantage of this time and getting those classes in, man. Because listen, you're going to be able to monetize all that. Trust me, it's not for nothing, man. It's adding up. So I'm really happy to hear that. I also took a trip to Berkeley. I loved it. I didn't go there. I went to SC, but I had a great time, man. What do you miss about Berkeley?
Man, right now the weather, I'm here in Florida and it's been cold so far. Like, I mean, it's like just been freezing down here. But I mean, what can you do about it? You know what I mean? I can't complain. This is a great opportunity that I have to be down here and to train, be a part of Coach Tomarello's and GMAX group, especially with all these guys. So but I mean, yeah, like Berkeley, it was different. It was a huge culture change from me being in Wisconsin to me going out there. But I mean, I loved it. Like I'm a Midwest kid. I grew up in Iowa, so like I'm used to like all the space and just being able to go outside and like see grass all the time. But like that's city life, and I got used to it, and I enjoy it now. You know what I mean?
Now, most importantly, when you were out in Cali, did you get a chance to check out In-N-Out Burger?
I did, and I feel like I know where this is going. So
No. Well, first of all, do you like it? Is it good? I mean, do you acknowledge that it's the best fast food burger on the market?
I acknowledge that it is the best fast food burger on the market. Now, I
You don't have
say
to
that
agree
it
with
is
him,
the
TJ. TJ,
no,
you
no,
do
no,
not
no,
have
no,
to.
no, no.
You
See,
don't
now
have to
hold on.
agree with him. You don't
Then
have
let
to
that man
agree
talk.
with Marvin.
I will
Marvin
He
is
acknowledge that
scared.
the
got more
burger.
degrees than me
I'm
and you
just
combined.
saying.
Let him talk.
I'm just saying that the burger itself is good. Now, when we're talking about the rest of the meal, the fries, I don't know, right? The shakes, I don't know. I feel like there's better spots you can get a little bit more bang for your buck when it comes to things like that. But I will say that it is a really good burger.
But last question on the burger? Is it better than Whataburger?
Honestly, I've never had Whataburger. They don't have them
You don't
they
want
don't
to.
have
You
them in
don't want to.
Iowa.
You don't need to.
I haven't
Yeah.
had them whenever I've been down in
It ain't
Texas,
better
so
than
I
In
don't
and
know.
Out. It's
No.
better. It's better than Whataburger. It ain't better than In and Out though. It ain't better. I'm sorry. It ain't better than Five Guys. But hold on, TJ. I want to stay right there real quick.
Mr. Ponds has entered the chat.
All right, you Iowa to Wisconsin to California. What was the hardest? Because you going from cold snow to just really not you to Northern California, which for those who don't know, NoCal and SoCal, they might as well cut that state in half. How different it is from
Mhm.
NoCal to SoCal. What you mentioned the city life? Have you gotten used to the city life? Do you go back home and your parents like, hey man, look, hey, listen, I want to go, to these big skyscrapers. No. You back in Iowa, sir. You can calm all that down. What was the biggest culture shock from you with all the different places that you've been?
Um, well, okay, so actually it went from Jacksonville. I was born in Jacksonville, Florida, right? And then we moved to Missouri. We lived in Missouri for a couple years, and then moved to Iowa 2008. Stayed in Iowa till I graduated high school, and then yeah, to Wisconsin and on. So I mean, like I was used to the cold. I'm used to the snow, used to the wind, like whatever it is. And like I was saying before, like all the space, being able to go outside, see grass, like all these different things. And I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie, like when I got to Berkeley and Northern California, San Francisco, Oakland area, I was like, man, I don't know about this. Like, this is a lot different than anything I've been a part of before. But I mean, like, as I was there, I mean, I was there for about a year and a half, like 2 years. You get more used to it, and you start to like feel the culture of the Bay, and like really like all the people that are around, and you become more comfortable and like all these things. And so I mean, like honestly, the culture of the Bay and like the people and like all of the art and like dancing, the music, like everything about it, like gets to you once you've been there for a long time. You know what I mean? I miss it right now.
Now
Indeed.
we see we got Marion in here. How you feeling today, my friend?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
We're just chopping it up, going crazy like we normally do here on the on the Fan in the End. It's Combine Day here in the NFL. What do you guys do? I'm gonna start with Marion and then go back to TJ on this. What are you guys doing to try to up your draft status on days like today?
Say that again. I couldn't hear you.
I said as we're basically at where we are with the NFL combines basically here. What are we doing on days like today to kind of do what we can to up our draft status, get more eyes and ears on you?
Right now, she'll really just staying to the course because this week we got a little mock pro day as well. So really just trying to stay healthy and maximize the numbers as much as possible.
What about you, TJ? I know you said you're doing some type of camps down there in Florida. What are you doing on days like today?
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, like on days like today, today's our recovery day, you know what I mean? So we get in, we get our treatment, we get PT rehab, lots of stretching. We'll hit the contrast therapy, right? Down at the sauna house, right? Making sure that we're staying sharp mentally and physically. And I mean, like we go and knowing that the combine is going on and knowing that we're not there, like that puts a chip on our shoulder, you know what I mean? Because it's like, okay, like there weren't enough people that like thought that we were worthy to be able to go out there and perform with the best of the best. But we know that we are able to go and perform with the best of the best, and we've done it. We've shown it with our play on the field, you know what I mean? So going there and looking at guys in the combine, you know, it's a little bit of a chip, right? Seeing that we're not there, knowing that maybe we could have done more, right? And so now we're putting in that work to make sure that we don't get overlooked.
Ben, Marvin, any retorts?
Mary, where you training at? Where you training at?
We're both training at CTP.
Oh, y'all both at the same spot, right?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we're roommates. He's just right outside the door right now.
Oh, okay. Okay. So Marion, I mean, obviously, you know, I like to ask players, what type of cornerback are you? Aggressive, in phase, out of phase? I mean, off corner. What's the best way to describe your game?
Shoot, it really just depends on like the receivers I'm going against prior to the week because I watch a lot of film, to be honest. So it really just depends on the receiver, but I prefer to press more, obviously, you know, use my arms and my length. Shoot, but it really just depends on the receiver, though, to be honest.
With that being said, I mean, what do you prefer? Do you prefer the bigger receivers, or do you prefer those smaller receivers that have to use their feet?
I'll say probably the bigger receiver is easier to guard because the small receiver they can probably move more. You know, they got a little bit more route tree to them. So, but I like the challenge for real with the smaller receivers at the end of the day.
Okay.
It's gonna make you lock in, start of the game and the end. But like the bigger receivers, it's more like they bag really ain't that deep. But like if it's a big receiver and their bag's deep, then yeah, you got one.
Now that you got people listening to you know, what don't people know about Murray State football that they need to know?
Yeah, I was only there for one season, to be honest, but they need to know is that they got a lot of young guys who's really finna change the program this upcoming season. Because the team was young when I came in. We was only playing with like 5 to 6 seniors, and the rest was like younger guys. So they're finna change the program around this year for sure.
You go ahead, Marv.
Marion, I had a chance to watch a highlight film of you when you were in high school, and you were talking about how you basically overcame some odds and, you know, chose to go a different path, which I commend you for, man. That's amazing. Can you talk a little bit about that and just kind of, you know, where you're from and just what that deal was and how you went from that to now NFL prospect?
Okay. Yeah, shoot. Going into high school, well, coming out of middle school for real, my pops. Well, I'm gonna start with this. I'm from Wichita, Kansas. But yeah, coming out of middle school, my pops, you know, he had sent me to this one school that was probably like 20 minutes from where I'm from. And that's where I played running back at. Like, cause I've been playing running back my whole life. So yeah, I went to that school for until my junior year. I ain't played varsity till my junior year. Then I decided to transfer back to the crib, Wichita, Kansas, and I played for Wichita East. That's prior to what happened during COVID too. And then when I moved to Wichita East, my head coach, the first day I was there, he moved me to corner. Like I thought I was gonna go there and play running back. But like he just put me in corner like to lead the drills and shoot. That's really when I fell in love with cornerback. And I ain't really had no problem with it because I wanted to play corner like my whole life with running back, but the high school I was at didn't really allow me to play both sides because I was getting 30 plus carries a game for real when I was playing varsity. So yeah. But COVID was during my senior year. Shoot, I snapped a little bit. I had like a couple preferred walk-ons at K-State and like KU, but I wasn't trying to go that route. You know, I feel like I deserved the offer. So I ended up going JUCO. And then prior to going JUCO, I found that I had to graduate because I missed a little credit my senior year. So I had to graduate JUCO. And then I ended up committed to Ball State University out of junior college, 2023. Went there for a year. Didn't really play that much. So I transferred. But I transferred a little bit too late. So I ended up going to a little Nebraska camp. I went crazy there, but it was a little too late. So I ended up having to go play at NAIA for a season. That's slick when I started like getting my stats and, you know, playing time. Started like every game. Snapped there. Found out I had another year eligibility for D1. And then that's when I hit the portal again. But I really ain't posted, but I hit the portal again. And I got an opportunity with Murray State and the University of Massachusetts. So I ended up committed to Murray State. But shoot, I was really just gonna take whoever gave me opportunity first. Went to Murray State that spring. And then it was just history from there for real. And I just worked and tried to lead the guys as much as possible because I was really one of the older guys there. So yeah. Then
That's
after that,
awesome.
yeah, you good.
No, so I mean, it sounds like a story of perseverance, man, and that's awesome. Sounds like you got some fight in you, and that's amazing, brother. And I encourage you to hold on to that. This is a question for both of you. TJ, you can go first. When you look at the NFL, whether it's present players or historic players, who do you model your game after? Who are you looking at and saying that's who I need to be?
Man, right off the bat, Myles Garrett. Like, he was a guy when I was in high school that I was watching. I was trying him out of my game after him. Khalil Mack. And I mean, gotta give a shout out to the Ravens too, Terrell Suggs. Like my dad, he was a huge Ravens guy, right? So I mean, watching that defense, like when they were at their peak, everything that they were doing, like it was like, yeah, like we gotta be something like that. You know what I mean? But I mean, at the end of the day, like you want to shout out the greatest to ever do it, Aaron Donald. Like we watched him because my dad, he used to pull me. We used to watch. We used to sit and we used to watch like highlight tapes. So we know when he was going through college and everything like that. I was still young. We sit, we just watch his tapes over and over and over again. Everything that he was doing, right? Trying to learn the hands, trying to learn the techniques, trying to learn the footwork and everything like that. And still to this day, I still watch him. And so I mean, like being able to go and look up and model those guys or look up to those guys and like try and perfect my game or even try and find like my way to do things that they've done right that works for me. And being able to be like in this spot to be able to have the same opportunities that they did right playing in the NFL, like it's really huge for me. And so like all that work, all that film, all those times I was complaining to my dad, oh no, dad, you know, I want to go outside. Like he's like, nah, like you should come here, you should watch this because this is good stuff, you know what I mean? So it's like being able to have those same opportunities is huge. So yeah.
Marion?
Shoot, for the longest, when I played running back, I'm not gonna lie, it was Chris Johnson. I used to watch him, man, so much because I was a skinny back, you know. But in corner, it was Jalen Ramsey, Sauce Gardner, and Pat Surtain.
Great
Senior or
players.
junior?
Say that again.
Senior or junior?
Junior.
I mean, just listen to both of y'all. I mean, number one, it used to be what? But I was blessed enough to go to the combine back in 2004. Do not tell me if you were born or not. I do not want to know. Don't even tell me, y'all are young behinds, man. But I will say this. It used to be a time to where at the combine, 90% of the combine represent the draft. I don't think it's 90% no more. It might be 75%, maybe. Because like you guys say, sometimes being at the combine doesn't help you as much as you think because you don't look the part. You ain't as fast, you ain't as quick, you ain't as strong. But if you have an opportunity like you guys have right now, I would say keep taking advantage of it because, like I said, I've seen both of y'all. I mean, TJ, I saw you catch a pass out the backfield. I'm like, is somebody gonna tackle him? You was like, nope. I'm getting in the zone, bro. I'm not coming out the backfield catching this. And with you, Marion, when I see you play, you aggressive, right? But you got good feet. What is it about? I'm gonna ask both of y'all. What is it about your position, like that, like makes you know? Look, but this is the it position. D tackle. If you can, the quickest way to point A to point B is the guy right in front of the freaking center, right in front of that guard. It ain't nothing. And as far as like if you a shut down corner, I mean they back up the Brinks truck. Hey man, welcome to Marion Bank and Trust. Well, all we do is print money over here. That's the difference between zip codes. So. Talk about y'all positions, man, and what makes it the it position for you.
Man, defensive tackle, it's like I was saying, it's a ruthless position. Like you gotta be selfless, you gotta be nasty, you gotta have that mindset. And like if you don't, you're gonna be put on your butt, driven back 10 yards, straight into the linebacker's lap, and that ball is going straight to the crib every single time. If you don't do your job, you know what I mean? Like there's so much about defensive line that like fires me up because I know that while I'm sitting there lined up a yard, half a yard away from the person in front of me, it's like I know that my hands going through his chest is going to disrupt this play so bad. Doesn't matter if it's run, doesn't matter if it's pass. And I want that physicality every single time, man. Like it's oh my gosh, it's like it's such a thing where it's like you really have to just be like crazy to be able to play it because like you are 1-on-1, 2-on-1, 3-on-1 every single time. You know what I mean? And you have to sit there. You got to hold that double team so that linebacker can go and scrape through and make that TFL. You got to be able to go and get your hands in that proper spot, get extension, right peak, backside. I don't know. The running back might be going to my secondary gap, right? Shed over to the secondary gap, get there and make that play for a 0-yard, 1-yard gain, right? To put your defense in the best position possible every single time to be able to get off the field. You know what I mean? And then, I mean, pass rushing, it's all a mental game. Like, you got to watch film, you got to study, you got to know who you're going up against. And I mean, hey, they've done the same thing for you. So maybe you got to try something different, right? And you got to play the game within the game every time that you're playing to be able to beat your opponent, right? And get to that quarterback or whatever it is. You know what I mean? But again, it's a mindset, it's a brotherhood, it's physicality, it's being selfless, right? Knowing that sometimes you doing the job isn't going to get you the glory, but like it's for the better of the team, right? And that's why I love that position.
Sounds like your pops taught you well, TJ.
About to say.
I heard you answered my other question right there. So just so you know.
What about you, Marion? I mean, listen, we know you got a problem with receivers. Don't give me that big, small. I don't like those dudes.
Yeah.
I don't like wide receivers. What is it about the cornerback position? Because it's just you. The whole world is inside them numbers. You got to go out there with that cheetah.
I'll say, shoot, it really just starts with your confidence, man. You gotta go out there confident. You can't go out there and feel like anybody gonna catch a ball on you. Me personally, I don't think nobody's gonna ever catch a ball on me again. Every rep I go, so you gotta have that swag too at the end of the day at cornerback just because everybody says it's one of the hardest positions. It's that and the third, and they see the bad plays over rather than seeing the more good plays. So, and then back to the film thing. I love watching film, so when you know it's coming, it's just so easier out there. That's what I realized from my time when I first started from now. Like when you know it's coming, you can just go out there and play so loose and fast. Like, and then yeah. Then I also got a basketball history too. So like when I used to play basketball, I'm guarding the best player on the other team every game. I don't even care about scoring for real. Like I was one of them, so I'm gonna guard the best player and I'm gonna get the rebound for you because I had one of the highest verts. I'm gonna get the rebound for the best shooter on the team and I'm gonna get that to him until I need to go get a bucket. But that was my mindset.
Now we see a lot of different players come in. They have different mindsets, different goals when they get into the NFL. I'm gonna start with you, Marion, and then go to TJ. Which would you rather? Would you rather the personal accolades, Pro Bowl, All Pros, Defensive Player of the Year, or would you rather be, a multiple time Super Bowl champion? If you could only have one or the other, which one would you take?
I'm taking the Super Bowls. Yeah, I'm taking the Super Bowls. I just feel like I don't really know. I just rather go with the Super Bowls right about now. I feel like everything else comes with that. So yeah, I'll take Super Bowl.
What about you, TJ? Personal accolades or the team championships?
Yeah, again, I feel like I'm gonna have to go with the team championships, the Super Bowls, man. I mean, it goes back to what I was saying about defensive line. Like, you got to do what's best for the team. You know what I mean? Like, if you're out there and you're a every down guy going out there and giving it up every single play, right? Like defensive line, unless you're getting those sacks, like people aren't really recognizing what you're doing. It's like when you're a run stopper, it's like you go in there and you fill the gaps and you take on those double teams, right? And you hold that fort down. You know what I mean? And that's huge for the team. And people aren't really going to notice that all the time. And so if I'm doing my job, that's going to allow my team to go to the Super Bowl and we're going to win multiple times. I'll gladly take those Super Bowls any day over the personal accolades.
Now, another thing we talk about a lot on here is, sometimes it's more about the fit. Sometimes that having the right coaches in place like that. If you guys can write your own history, go to the right team, have the right coach. Where would you like to be? TJ, you were talking about, being a Ravens fan, things of that nature. If you could pick the perfect destination of where you think the coach would use you to fit your abilities the most, where would you like to go? Let's start with TJ and then go back to Marion on this one.
That's a really great question. And it's funny, a lot of the Uber drivers down here, they've asked us that. It's like, oh, where's your dream destination? You know what I mean? And you think about it like always in terms of like, oh, okay, like maybe I played on this field before, like I've played on Tampa's field, I've played on Pittsburgh's field, stuff like that. But like very few times I put thought into um like the kind of system or the kind of coach or like teams that I want to be around. But I mean, still, like just like you were saying, like with me mentioning the Ravens before, like I still feel like they would be a great fit. Um, like I love the way that they play defense. All of the guys that they got on their team right now. And I mean, like right now, it's who's gonna give me a shot. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna make it work regardless. Like I'm gonna fit into the defensive system regardless because I know from being an edge player before, that's what I came in as. I was an outside linebacker at Wisconsin, and I just kept gaining weight all the way up to play defensive line now. So I know that I'm versatile and that I can be able to, that I'm knowledgeable enough to be able to play all across the line, right? I mean, maybe I'm not light enough to do that anymore, get out on the edge or anything. Definitely gonna be playing more interior, but like at the same time, like I feel like I'm smart in a lot of ways that some of the other defensive tackles, especially in this draft class, might not be because I've played multiple different positions across the defensive line, right? So like handling those responsibilities with whoever it's going to be, right? I don't feel like it's going to be much of an issue.
What about you, Marion? Where do you think you would fit the best? That you'd get that? Which team, city, scheme would get the most out of you?
I'll say, man, uh, I'll say I like the way Dan Campbell coach, the way they defense plays. I like the Lions, the way they play. Shoot, that's really the Cowboys too. It's a couple teams like that. I just like the way that head coach and just let the players be themselves and just shoot play. Because at the same time, shoot, I'm good at adapting really anywhere. Because I didn't play for like we have about 4 different college coaches, so that were all pretty much different too. But to be honest, really anywhere. To be honest, whoever need corners.
That's fair
When
enough.
when
Go
uh
ahead, Marvin.
yeah, when are your pro days, and what are you guys looking to do in the bench in the 40?
Yeah, my pro day is March 19th. Right now, looking at my 40 is gonna be under a 5, gonna hit around 4.9s, right? So I mean that's huge being this size. Uh Bench, we're looking at 25 plus. And so I
Okay.
mean again, like, yeah, that's solid. That's solid. And I mean we'll see from there with everything else, you know what I mean? Like I'm an athletic dude, you know what I mean? For being this size, I've got good balance, I got good lateral movement. So um we'll see what those numbers say on pro day. So for sure be checking for them because they're gonna be good.
What about you, Marion?
Yeah, my pro day is March the 10th. Shoot, about a week and a half. Shoot, I ain't gonna lie, I plan to run a 4.4, might scrape 4.3. I'm really aiming for 4.3. But yeah. And I'm not gonna do 225 bench.
No.
I'm dealing with a little arm injury my last game, but I'm rehabbing right now. But yeah, I'm not gonna do the 225 bench.
Marion, do you know who benched the most in combine history for a cornerback?
I want to say J.C. Horn.
No. You know
Oh
who it
yeah, no, I
was?
don't.
You know who it
Who?
was? I don't
No.
know. It don't matter. It don't even
Oh,
matter.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because when the last time a corner said, I did 35 on the bench, right? Can you backpedal? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, Deion Sanders ran his 40 and left. He ran his 40 because here's the thing, right? It's something they want to see the fast guys run fast. They want to see the big guys lift. And like you said, TJ, the key to any pro day is your individual drill. When you get to your individual drill, say, I need everybody watching right here. I need all eyes right here. Because football players do football things. And I get it. Running in straight lines is great. Broad jumps, L drills. When that DB coach pull that ball up and they want to see, can you come out I want to see your speed turn. If they looking at TJ, they say, hey man, I want you to be ferocious because and here's the thing, hopefully you don't have to do it more than the March 10th, the March 19th. But when you get done, if you did the best you could, bro, that's all you can do. Once they say good job, don't second guess yourself. Don't say, man, I wish I would have. Because when you just look at them coaches over there whisper, like, what's his name again? Yeah, man, maybe his dad played, back in the day, dad played fullback. You know the kid from Wichita, the Marion kid. They know you. But they have to downplay it because they can't show too much. Marion, there's a team in Atlanta that plays in a dome. Well, you look good in that red and black. I'm just telling you. I'm just and TJ, as you know, Atlanta been needing D tackles since Jesus was walking the earth. We need D tackles. We need everything for the Atlanta Falcons defense right now because we got defensive players that's chasing people down, trying to hit people with cars. We just doing some crazy stuff. I would say to both of y'all young men, what is it gonna be like? Not if, when it's the end of training camp. They narrowing that thing down to 53, and coach said, "Come in here, Marion. Yeah, congratulations, man. You made it fit. TJ, congratulations." Because you have to prepare your mind for that. Because once you make the 53, Then you got what is it, Marvin? What, 47 that the 53 is making the team. The 40-something is the guys that get to put their jersey on Sundays. But what's it gonna be like when you make that 53-man roster?
Man, when I put that jersey on for the first time, I get that call in the coach's office. He says, "Congratulations, man, you made the 53." Like, look, I've always been told, like, stay cool, calm, collected, right? Don't ride the highs too high, right? Don't take the lows too low. But I mean, like, that moment right there, like, that's everything that you've been training for, especially first year. Like, that's the moment that you've been waiting to get to. You know what I mean? So I mean, hey, look, coach, thank you so much. I appreciate you giving me this opportunity. Thank you so much. Like, this is amazing. Now I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna be jumping and screaming. I'm gonna be calling my mom, Mom, I made it. Like, I made the team. Let's go.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna be playing, right? And everything, right? Like, all the emotions gonna come out, man. I don't know what it's gonna be. I don't know if I'm gonna be screaming. I don't know if I'm gonna be crying, whatever it is. But I mean, like, that moment, that's everything that we've been training for. That's what every little kid dreams about, being able to get that opportunity to play on Sunday. That's what I've been dreaming about since I was a kid. When I started playing flag football, that first time that I played catch with my dad, when we were outside in the backyard playing those Thanksgiving Turkey Bowl games, like everything like that. Like, that's what you dream of, you know what I mean? But I mean, again, the work doesn't stop there, because now you got to go out and perform. You know what I mean? And so it's like, okay, like, hey, now we're really in it. So, like, let's get this work.
Man.
Shoot, I'll probably take a similar approach to CJ, but I'm not gonna know if I'm a cry right then and there, tears of joy or what, man. But I know I'm gonna be excited. Dude, this is what I've been working for, what I've been telling my mom, what I've been telling my siblings, what I've been telling everybody, what I'm gonna do. So I really don't.
Well,
Honestly,
go ahead. Because it's a second part to this question. It's a second part. I'm gonna let you get it all out first.
no, you good, you good.
All right. This is a fan in the end. This is the fan in the end exclusive. I'm asking this for me. This is I ain't an ego-driven person. I ain't got no pride in me. When y'all make the team, listen, right here. When y'all, I want that jersey. You pick. I will pay for it. I want your jersey, and I will put it up on the wall. Because my wall of fame is gonna be different. I'm gonna say, I got a son. I got nephews that be like, man, you don't know Marion. You don't know TJ. I get to show them this clip and I get to point to it and say, hey, man, I don't know. Listen, I don't got to be the first jersey. I don't got to be the second. I just want to be one of them ones to say, hey, yo, Marion, yo, TJ, I'm going to need that. I don't need no tickets, and I will reimburse you for the, I know there was 150 when I was in the league. I will reimburse you the money, but I'm telling you right now, I want your jersey. Marion, TJ, I want your jersey, and I'm a stalk you like you owe me child support till you give it to me too. Hey, Marion, what's up, baby? TJ, what's up? Only because most of the time you don't get to meet your fans for real. You see them, you shake their hand. We fans, though. It's called the fan in the end, right? We fans, bro. So I want yours, and I want yours, and because that way when somebody goes, hey, and that's the most humbling thing. There are gonna be kids fighting over your jersey. They're gonna be like, man, you don't play no corner like Marion. You can't get off the block like TJ. But we get to be the first. That's why we do this, man. I said, I want to see the next ones up. I mean, Midwest boys, possibly having to play in the South with that heat, that humidity. I know y'all in Florida, it ain't hot right now. Give it a couple of weeks. It's gonna get hot. You're gonna be like, bro, it is crazy down here. But I just want to let you guys know, while you can see my face, I won't. I don't care if it's home. I don't care if it's away. You don't got to sign it. I hope you do sign it, but you don't got to sign it. I want it. I'm just letting you know right now.
Marion, before you jumped on, TJ had talked to us a little bit about his other interests outside of football and school. What did you major in, and what are your interests outside of football or after football?
I majored in integrated studies, basically general studies and social sciences.
Me too.
Yeah, but my other interest after football is to really be a high school football coach for right now. Trying to coach high schoolers, trying to push them to D-1, and so they don't got to go to juke route if they don't have to. Give them game that I needed at that age, pretty much.
That's awesome, man. Basically, what you're saying is you want to give back, man, and that's
Yeah,
I'm with that.
He wants to be the next Teddy Bridgewater.
I'm like it, man.
Oh, that's right. They do got the Teddy Bridgewater rule. Yeah, they would try to humiliate and then make a rule called the Teddy Bridgewater rule saying you can only get 15,000. How about the school get 15? How about the school make it so that you don't need a Teddy Bridgewater rule? Like the kids need to get back and forth. God forbid, these coaches really care about these players. But I have never asked anybody for a jersey before, and I feel bad about it. I'm happy that you guys are the first. I am humbled the fact I say, yeah, that. So for TJ, man, so you do know, I'm gonna tell my wife, listen, be looking in the mail at about 5-6 months from now when the final rosters come out, and cause I'm be like, it's okay, Marion. Oh, Marion. Oh, he made it for the Falcons. I could see if you make it for the Falcons. A flowery branch. You're gonna have to let me in your house now. You play. Hey, I'm like, Marion, it's me. Like, dude, security, get this dude, bro. That's the dude. And TJ, look, your dad is down. Your dad is down playing it, right? When you make that NFL roster, you're gonna see your daddy cry. Watch him. He gonna be like, ain't no way. You looking at Marvin is a legacy player. I don't know what it's like to have to fill those type of shoes when my dad was already in the league. But I guess if your daddy was a fullback, his son gonna be a D tackle. I guess that's just how it go. I mean, because Cam Hayward, TJ, that's just how it go. But man, I'm proud of both of you gentlemen because you don't believe the hype. Whatever somebody say about you, they ain't you. And if they could do it, you will be watching them. No, we watching y'all. So all these analysts, Mike Mayock and Mel Kiper, they don't know what they're talking about either. They don't. You saw last year, right? Mel Kiper got heated because Shador didn't go. I'm like, Mel, let it go. No, I thought he was going to be a first-round pick, and he's been doing it for 100 years. Man, go out there and control what you can control. Enjoy this process, man. Really, really enjoy it. Don't worry about stuff you cannot control. Because like I say, if you couldn't do it, you wouldn't be here. If you couldn't do it, you wouldn't have no agent. You wouldn't be training. Nah, you going through it. And just because it's a bunch of boys in Indy, that don't mean that. Just because you in Indianapolis, sometimes some of them should have told them no, because some of them gonna be like, you see, Fernando Mendoza ain't throwing right because he ain't crazy. I don't know them receivers. I know receivers. You see what I'm saying? That's called being smart. That's saying, Fernando, why aren't you throwing? Don't worry about me. You saw me throw against Miami, didn't you? You saw me throw against Alabama, didn't you? You saw me throw against Oregon, didn't you? And Ohio State, right? Why I got to throw to these dudes I ain't never met? Nah, you want to see me throw again? Come to, you know what I'm saying? No, come to Indiana. And now, when you see them coaches at y'all pro days, make sure you look them in the eye and say, all eyes on me now. Call me Tupac today. Oh, don't take your eyes on me. Because when you do that, right, coaches like confident players now. Look, Marvin played, I played. Y'all know we ain't rap tight. You can't be rap tight to play football. We're not you know what I'm saying? We easy going, but we ain't rap tight.
Right.
So enjoy this process, man. I'm proud of y'all boys, man. It's one of those, never thought I'll be doing what I'm doing now, sitting here talking to the next up. And Marion, like I said, Marion and TJ, listen, when y'all become Super Bowl champions and all pros, I'm going to tell everybody, that's my homie. You can't really be my homie because y'all too young. I'm Unc. They too young to be my homies. Y'all like my nephew's age, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna let you big time me. So when I see you out, if I see you out, I'm out too late. Say what you doing out here, man? I don't know. I'm lost. So we might pass by on my way to go get something to eat. If I'm out past 10 o'clock, something has gone terribly wrong. I'm just telling y'all that them days of my life are over with. But I hope you guys are documenting this. The same way you can look into a camera every day and say, listen, man, day number 16. Because 10 years from now, when you go back and you look at yourself on camera, you're going to say, that young boy really enjoyed this thing, man. You can't lose. Listen to me. You can't lose, man. Y'all already winning. And y'all pretty freaking good at what you do. I mean, I'm trying to act like I don't know who y'all are. Y'all nice. And when they sent me who was on here, I said, wait a minute, I know that kid. I know that kid's dad. I was like, Marion, Wichita, Kansas kid that went to Kentucky. Boy, if you can handle from Wichita to Kentucky, you can handle the league. You see what I'm saying? You had to live in Kentucky. You can handle it. You see what I'm saying? And TJ, boy, you went from Iowa to Kansas. I mean, you went from Iowa to no Cal. And see, I heard you talking about the Bay. I know you was out there with Marshawn Lynch and that thing. I mean, I know what they do in the Bay. I know what they do. I know, and the Bay is real culture, by the way. I love the Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Y'all boys enjoy this thing, man. Just make sure when you look back on it, no regrets. None.
Mm-hmm.
Zero. And anybody that got something to say, ask them, hey man, why weren't you there? Oh, that's right. Because naysayers are everywhere. But they watching the one, what did Denzel Washington say? Without those who can, those who can't wouldn't exist. So without us, they wouldn't exist. So everybody got something to say. Receivers gonna talk trash because they don't got a line up in front of you. And offensive linemen gonna talk trash TJ because they retired. I ain't talking trash if I got to see y'all. I'm not doing that. I'm the guy at LA Fitness, sticking my head in the gym, saying, y'all are washed, y'all can't hoop, but I'm not hooping though. See, I'm not going in there. I'm not going in there because my record is intact. I'm at batting 100. But look, I know that Marvin and freaking Steven didn't know this. Look, I got licks. I got some people in the hospital right now, man. I got to go see them. I mean, I told them I'm gonna jump on here first, but I had to see y'all faces first, because this will happen when you got bills and kids and all that kind of stuff. Everybody's fine. I got to go see their face. I got to jump off. But before I do, Marv, Steven, y'all know I love y'all for letting me have this platform with Marion and TJ. I'm gonna call my son and say, hey boy, I know a D-tackle that told me to tell you, boy, you better get that ball out. Or you're gonna be looking up at the skies. And listen, and I got a cornerback that told me to tell you. I got a cornerback that told me to tell you, don't be afraid, just throw it. It's gonna be mine. But hey man, the pleasure's all mine, man. Y'all boys be good, man. Y'all boys hold it down.
Hey man, appreciate you. Thank you so much,
man.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Have a good day, brother.
Take care, man.
Yep.
Now, now it's down to four of us. So one thing I wanted to do, because obviously I was only wanted to keep you guys about an hour or so. We're getting down to like the last few questions here. We already talked about the combine, the draft, everything that you guys are doing. One thing the NFL is doing a lot of, and let's just say everything comes true and you guys do wind up on a 53-man roster. The NFL is doing a lot of international expansion. We'll start with Marion and then go to TJ on this one. Internationally, where would you like to play? Would you like to go to Brazil? Would you like to go to Australia? Would you like to go over to the UK? If you had your choice on which international location you got to play an NFL game in, where would you like to go? Let's start with Marion. Okay, maybe let's start with TJ on this one.
Yeah, I got you. Man, probably want to go to the UK. I know that wouldn't be much of an experience for me, but I know that like my family, they travel to every single game that I've been in. Doesn't matter if it's all the way in California or if they're flying down to Alabama to go and catch the game at Auburn, whatever it was, they were traveling. Shoot, they came all the way out to Hawaii for the bowl game, all the way from Iowa. So I know that they would be traveling to that game for sure, and that they would appreciate that experience. But yeah, probably the UK.
All right. Seems like Marion's having audio issues, so give him a second to situate that. Technology always loves us. Technology always loves us.
TJ, I'll tell you what, man, I've been exactly where you are in the process, man. Coming out of USC in '99, I was a free agent to the New Orleans Saints. I went to my pro day at USC. I didn't even bench press because I had shoulder issues, but I made it onto the practice squad. After a few games, they moved me up to the active roster. And then, my dad, he was a first-round pick, so we've seen two extremes, man.
Mm-hmm.
And it's real. I mean, and you're well aware of the process. So however you get in, bro, when you get there, you just get low and go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, 100%.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
thing, man. Like this is a process. It doesn't matter where you're at in it. Like you could be the first round pick, you could be the last pick, you could be undrafted, whatever. You could get rookie mini camp invite. But as long as you know that this is a process and you're sitting there, you're willing to learn, you're willing to take the coaching, and you are willing to give it everything that you got, have no regrets at the end of the day. Like I mean, you can
Yeah.
sit back and look and be like, hey, okay, like I did this. You know what I mean? Like I gave myself that opportunity. I took the coaching, right? I did everything that I could, and now look at the position that I'm in. You know what I mean? That's my whole mindset going into this entire thing.
Mary and I was telling TJ that I was just like you. At my pro day, I didn't do the bench press because I had shoulder issues. Ended up being a free agent to the Saints. Ended up making the roster as an undrafted player. Me and my uncle made it like that. Whereas my dad was a first round draft pick. The bottom line is just trying to get to camp. That's it. You just want. That was my attitude going through the whole process. I don't care if I go in the 7th round. Cool. If I'm a free agent, whatever. I just want to get to camp. And I know y'all feel the exact same way.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
Just
That's it. I just want to get to camp. That's
Mhm.
it.
Absolutely, man. Give me the
Obviously,
opportunity.
you couldn't hear me, Marion. What I asked TJ, I'm going to ask you now. You get your dream, you make it to an NFL roster. They're doing a whole lot of international expansion. Where would you like to go if you had your choice? Would you like to go to Brazil, Australia, the UK? If you had a location you would like to play a football game at, where would you like to go?
ooh, to be honest, wherever the water is the most clear for real, because I've never been out of the country, so anywhere is really a blessing to go to. If I had to pick though, I'd probably choose Brazil for real because it's most known to my knowledge.
Ain't
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
They got some nice beaches out there, Marion. I'm sure you would enjoy that.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Real nice beaches. Real nice.
yeah.
All right. So, Marvin, anything else before we let these gentlemen enjoy the rest of their afternoons?
Man, now listen, again, I've been where both of you guys are at and just really inspired by your journeys and just where you guys are at. Thankful that you guys would come on here and bless us with your time. I highly encourage you guys just to continue to mentally persevere, and just stay on it and stay in shape. And I wish you guys the very best of luck. Sincerely, very thankful for you guys coming on today.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for having us. This
Oh,
was
not a
amazing.
problem.
Like we
What I
appreciate
typically
being
do
able to.
as we let you guys go is kind of what I mean. Obviously, is first time doing it with two on at the same time. What I typically do is kind of throw the proverbial microphone over to you guys. Anyone you would like to thank, shoot out your social media sites. Any sponsors you guys want to give love to, and I guess your parting thoughts for our listeners this afternoon, this evening, or maybe some other young football player that has happened to tune into to this program. Start off with Marion and go to TJ. The time is yours, my friend.
Shoot, I want to give a big thanks to everybody who's been supporting me throughout this journey, family, friends, coaches, shoot, anybody who's just supporting me. I can feel the support every day, and shoot, I love y'all for that. And to the younger generation and anyone who look up to me, man, just keep going. Have that relentless mindset and never give up. And shoot, just be undeniable, man, and trust your faith at the end of the day.
Appreciate that, TJ. The floor is yours, my friend.
Yeah, for me, I want to echo that message, man. Like, thank you so much to everyone who's out there supporting me. Everybody who's helped me along the way in this journey. To my family, I love you guys. Thank you so much for doing everything that you guys have done and supported me throughout my entire life, right, to get to this point, and the support that you guys are going to keep giving me. To my fiance, Paige, I love you, girl. I know you're out there in California while I'm down here training, right? I appreciate you. Thank you so much for supporting me, right? Doing everything that you can to help me make this dream come true. Um, and I mean, to the younger generation, kids in the Midwest, right? Young Black kids in Iowa, mixed kids in Iowa, right? That just going through it, right? Whatever it is, like, know that you can push through anything, right? You can be what you want to be. You can chase your dreams, right? You can get out, go see the world, right? play that sport, right? Do that thing, whatever it is that you want to do. Just don't be afraid to pursue it. Do your thing, and like just be yourself, express yourself. Don't be afraid of nothing. Be confident.
Love it, my friends. I'm gonna leave you like this. Remember, there's at least 20 NFL players who were undrafted and wound up making the Hall of Fame. Even if your name don't get called draft day, it doesn't mean that you guys won't have a successful career. Yeah, guys like Warren Moon, John Randall, even Kurt Warner wound up going undrafted and still made significant time in the NFL. So no matter what, keep doing your guys' thing, keep grinding, keep staying true to yourselves, and we'll definitely looking forward to having you back on here on the South Florida Tribune on the Fan in the End.
100%. Hey, thank you guys so much for having us. This was great. Like, we really appreciate the opportunity.
Likewise, my friends. Appreciate your time. Same to you too, Marion. Appreciate your time, my friend.
Appreciate you, God.
Take care.
All right, everyone. That was TJ. That was Marion. Definitely. I always make things unique here on the platform. We had both of them on at the same time. It was definitely fun learning a little bit about them, their backgrounds, where they came from, their aspirations. It's always cool learning about the younger generation, the upcoming talent, things of that nature. I think they both have chances to make somebody's 53-man roster. But I don't know. That's why I was trying to pick their brain, kind of see where they would like to end up, places they would like to go. So.
Yeah, no, listen, I think it was inspiring just to hear their stories and just kind of, see where they're at and what's going on. So much happening in the world. Unfortunately, negativity clouds everything sometimes, it feels like. But when you see guys like this chasing their dreams, focused on their goals, being positive, being mentally tough, mentally persevering, it's inspiring. It's a good thing. It makes you feel good about some of these young people today. So definitely enjoyed that. And the reality for this generation of athletes, for these guys is, they'll have their pro days. They'll have opportunities to go to NFL training camps, but they also have, the UFL. They also have Canada. They also have, other leagues and other opportunities. So the biggest thing for these guys, man, is just to stick with it. If the goal is the NFL, many people have taken an alternative path. You name a few of them: Warren Moon, Kurt Warner, playing arena football. So, these guys were inspiring. I'm really happy we had them on. Me
too. I like I said, dude, that's one of the things I like to do when I set these interviews up is everyone has a story, man. And I want everyone to be able to tell their story, because not everyone gets those chances to kind of really be able to tell what's going on, where they come from. I almost forgot about it just because how the craziness of everything was that, TJ, just got engaged a little bit more than a month ago. He was just talking about his fiance right at the end there. So it's, wanted to, give him all the best wishes with that. And hopefully all that works out. Now, we were just talking about the international games. We got 9 of them this year. Brother.
Mm-hmm.
London, Madrid, Melbourne, Mexico City, Munich, Paris, France, Rio de Janeiro. Anyone that is sticking out to you, my friend? Anyone that? They better. The NFL better have some kind of deal with the cartel before they go to Mexico City. Are you out of your mind? If I was an NFL player, there's no. Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. There are NFL players telling their agents talking to NFL teams about this. I bet you it has already happened. The cartel then showed their hand. They running the whole show. They running the resort. They got the president talking left. I mean, it's weird, man. It is a weird thing. Does any game stand out? Mexico City, where they blowing up the airport and blowing up cars in the street and blowing up civilians, all over the country. No mercy. They got these. As I almost forgot, I gotta bring myself back there because I'm forgetting all kinds of stuff today. So, this episode is brought to you by Fight Wax. Fight Wax is the premium athlete skin defense care. Help treats cuts, swelling, scrapes, abrasions, rejuvenates, and restores stress skin. Customers have used for soreness, stiffness, and recovery, designed for athletes in all active lifestyle. Provides ultra silky, non-greasy feel, deep hydration for skin care, helps fight dry skin customers have used for eczema, psoriasis, and other skin disorders. By the way, Marvin, I did get a text last night. Lincoln had let me know that packages have been sent out as of yesterday. Obviously, barring the snow, we should have it by at least Friday. So,
yeah, okay. So back to the question, Steve. I don't know if the viewers are paying attention, but what's happening in Mexico, it's like out of a movie. It's like a Netflix movie where the Mexican authorities killed the cocaine cowboy out there. He's dead. Now his people going crazy over it. I mean, that's serious. That's serious. In the NFL, don't be surprised if something happens with that game. Don't be surprised.
They wound up saying, you know what? I don't think we want to go there at this point.
Yeah, now take away that situation. Does any game stand out? They got 3 games in London. Shad Khan, owner of the Jags, you feel like he wants to be the first team to be based overseas. I've always felt like that, and I think he is from London. And I know the Jags are going out there again like they do every single year. I'm sure. I haven't seen the schedule, but I'm betting they are. So that's interesting.
I'm looking forward to was Melbourne, Australia.
I want to see when the NFL is going to pull the trigger and really put a team overseas. I want to see when that happens. My dad
we've talked about this on other programs with Scott and Candy and stuff like that. They really need to I don't want to see them on soccer pitches anymore. I don't. I really don't. I want if we got all this money, we can continue to send teams over there. They're getting ready to add another game to the schedule. All that nonsense. Build stadiums out there, please.
Go to Toronto. Go to Toronto. That's that should be the first step. Go to Toronto.
I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, that's easy. It's easy. You still, you're trying to, grow the pie and the market share. Go to Toronto. Get all that Canadian viewership and get that Canadian money. It's out. They got some people out.
I mean, they've been. Was it the Toronto Argonauts? Have been we all just about everyone in the United States knows who that team is. They love football up there in Canada, not as much as they love hockey. Let's be clear about that. But they're not. I don't think they would be opposed to having an expansion team there. So put one out there in London, put one up there in Ontario. Let's start. Let's stop playing around. Let's really start doing this thing.
Listen, going back to Mexico, and then the NFL trying to put a team out there. When you watch the videos of what's happening right now in Mexico, it reminds me of Narcos during the Pablo Escobar days in Colombia. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm not. That's not even a joke. So again, I would be shocked if that game is played in Mexico City. Now, you're going to imagine they're going to have security up the yin-yang. If they do, I mean, they're going to treat these NFL players like they're blonde Barbies and give them all the Secret Service agents and all that, I guess. I don't know, but, man, it's a real thing, man. We'll see.
And, of course, TJ's already sent me a message, thanking us for the opportunity. It's great hopping on with you guys. Stay in contact. Love to come on and Garrett chop it up. He can chop it up with us anytime, TJ, anytime. But a couple things I wanted to go over. We were talking about, we just kind of mentioned the whole Teddy Bridgewater thing. You see what's going on in Florida with high school football right now? They're going to begin charging students to play football at the start of the beginning of the next school year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just crazy.
Yeah, I don't know the details of the story.
Yeah, so there was a whole article, and I kind of screenshotted it, and I'll kind of read it out to you. Students in a number of Florida schools will either have to pay or risk sitting out the year if they hope to play high school sports after a set fee was introduced for participating in athletics. According to Florida News, WFLA Channel 8, Pinellas County Schools District Athletic Director Mark Alice has said the school district will begin charging families a set fee per sport starting with the 2026-2027 school year. Allison told the station that fees will allow county that contains 18 different high schools and over 24 middle schools to add additional sports at the varying grade levels. As we heard Lally, that families want us to offer more opportunities for the kids, more students experience. He said that we have a great opportunity to influence additional students, and we know that a high level of engagement kids that will invest in their schools better academically, and they stay. According to the plan, the county will add high school boys volleyball, middle school boys and girls soccer, high school competition cheer, and will extend girls volleyball to the additional grade. Additionally, Allison said the new fees are in hopes to bring more competitive to the from the private school area. I mean, this is just a mess in my opinion. I don't know how this is really going to work, but for now, the district has set the fee at $50 per sport regarding the sports. Additionally, Allison states the maximum a family would have to pay with multiple children enrolled in sports is $200 per year per school year, on top of everything else that goes on. So, understandably, some parents in the county have concerns for the new plan. In one case, school is able to update the equipment, things like that for the student's jersey, keep it safe and up to date. But what about the children in the school systems networks that, it's going to be harder for them when they have multiple children and other obligations? So, but Pinellas isn't in the first county in Florida to try this approach. Allison claims that research surrounding the county's comparison for setting fees, and Pasco County charges $80 for the first sport, $50 for the second, maximum cost of $200 for family. Hernando County charges $50 for the first sport, $30 for the second, with a maximum $90 for family, middle school students, and other families would be a high of $110. But if the costs are prohibitive, and Allison says that the administration is working through the specifics of that, we don't have all the details, but I imagine it'd be similar to the insurance. I don't like this. I don't like the idea of making high school athletes pay to play. I have a problem with that in some of these things that we see in baseball travel leagues for kids that aren't even in middle school yet, when they do a whole pay to play thing for travel leagues and stuff like that. I have an issue with that. Asking high school kids to, and some of them may not even be in the position to be that, that's $50. It could mean, someone don't got food on their table that month. So I don't like the idea of charging high school athletes just to be able to have a position on the team.
No, I get it.
You think this is smart, dumb, what?
I won't say it's dumb. When you understand what they're trying to do, they're trying to expand the sports to kids who are younger, and I think that's a good thing. I think when you introduce kids to sports and positive activities at a young age, I think it deters them from the bad things. And I think even if all these kids aren't going to go to college and play sports, the lessons you learn through sports and competition and team are valuable, and they stick with you forever. And hopefully they're reinforced by leadership at every level of your life. So I understand what they're doing. I get it. I know people, listen, I know Donald Trump went on TV last night and said that we have a soaring economy and this is the best it's ever been. A lot of people don't feel like that. You know what I'm saying?
I don't feel like that.
A lot of people don't feel like that. And I think that you'd be surprised that for families with multiple kids who are maxing $200 for their kid, I'm hoping that's just for one, like $200 a year, and they can play all the sports. Okay, money's tight for a lot of people, man. People really live in check to check. People are really living like that. They budget out, and it's tough. And so this could have a negative impact on people. My question is, what's their plan for the families who can't afford it? There has to. I'm assuming they have a plan for that. There has to be something. Because you don't want kids not to be able to play because they don't have the money. So I need more information on that. It also speaks to, back in the day, we used to do like fundraising, car washes. Does the community not care anymore? Do they not show up? I don't know what's going on, but it's, listen, sports is something that they can monetize. It's big business. You can argue the schools are trying to take advantage, but no, I think they have a plan for the younger generations and for the girls. I'm with that. I see why it's complicated, but I get it.
I get the fact that you want to try to add more sports to your programs and stuff like that, but why punish the football players? Like, seriously. Why punish the football players and basically trying to build these other sports off of the back of their parents? Like I'm not a fan with that. Do I think there should be more opportunities for these kids? Absolutely, but I think that's something that they maybe you should be getting a fee from the kids of the families that want to have girls soccer and girls volleyball and cheer and stuff like that. Not off of some of the football players. And I get it, like the football is probably the most popular sports across the board here in North America, without a doubt. You can't argue that. But then sitting there, taking that money and then putting it into other programs instead of the actual program where we were just talking about Teddy Bridgewater, where he's having to buy cleats, buy uniforms, do stuff for the field and stuff like that, and he got punished for it. Like we're sitting there trying to add things, and you want to add things, but not at the expense of another sport, another team, and other parents. Because that's where it's coming from. It's not coming from these kids. Parents are going to have to pay for that. Go ahead.
I can see people in the community or even athletes sponsoring these schools and just saying, "Hey, I'm Marvin Powell III. I want to sponsor." My high school was in California, but had it been in Florida, I would want to sponsor or add to the fund for the athletes who don't have the money to play or whatever it may be. That's probably where this is going, or at least that has to be something that they're discussing. Because again, you have to account for the kids, for the many kids who are on food stamps, EBT. I mean, so slippery slope there.
I agree with you. I hope there's a plan in place for the families, the kids that just don't have the extra $50, $100, $200, whatever it's going to be. It's just, especially when you're talking about these families that, you have more than two brothers, you have more than two sisters, and, it's going to be, you're going to hit that max. That $200 is going to hurt that, that family. In reality, we don't think it's like, oh, that's nothing, but it is something. So something will, I guess, as more information comes out, we'll debate it a little bit more, but yeah, I agree with you. I think it's stupid. I think it's stupid just about on every front, but I get trying to add more programs and stuff like that, but it shouldn't be at the expense of other athletes, of other families. That those families that want to be involved should have to do something for that. It's just, the world we live in, so to speak. And speaking of, obviously, this past week we lost another player to, due to mental health awareness, and AJ Brown's been a lot of talk of things, and he always champions the mental health awareness of things. And John Clark was talking about it. Don't take the easy way out. Once I thought that was the way. AJ Brown had shared a heartfelt message on his Instagram about mental health and the death of former Vikings receiver Rondell Moore. AJ is speaking to other NFL players and saying he was in the same spot when he was 23 years old and thought about taking his own life, and implores other players not to let the moment take hold of you and not to take your own life. And unfortunately, over the last few years, Rondell Moore is not the only case. Rondell Moore is not the only family that's hurting today because of mental health not being taken as seriously as it should, and not only losing another potential athlete, but another friend, another brother, another father, etc. It's something that no matter how much we talk about, there's not enough that we can do about it, because it really breaks down to the person themselves wanting to get the help. And a lot of times they don't. They just want to go about it the way they want to go about it and handle it the way they handle it. But I'm glad AJ did speak out on this and kind of put it out there. And what are your thoughts, Marvin? Obviously, it's rough, losing another brother of the Shield in this manner. But what can any of us do in these type of situations but just deal with the pain, so to speak?
Yeah, well, first off, obviously, condolence to his family. They've lost a son, a brother, a cousin, a grandson, and friend. And it's horrible to hear a young man, deal with whatever he's dealing with. We don't know the reality of what his situation was whether it was a broken heart or it was dealt with an injury or financial. We don't know anything. I mean, I don't know anything about it as to what it was. I think what is, and when you see this, what appears to be suicide, when you see this in the NFL community, it's horrible. You hate to see it. The unfortunate reality is that, I think this is something that happens in every industry. We're dealing with these human beings who go through life. Again, we don't know why this happened, what caused it. That's not certain yet. But the NFL is highlighted, for anything like this. And, they definitely try to always make it a football issue when it's more of just a human issue. And, this happens more than we think. We live in a world where we just talk about the celebrities. We live in a world where we just talk about those who are, famous or on TV. Those are the only people who we highlight and prop up and put on pedestals. So, this, when you hear this, it sounds like an NFL problem. But it's a human issue. So I hate it, man. I hate to hear that. I think, depression's a real thing. I think people are very judgmental when it comes to suicide. I think people don't understand the levels of depression. And I think people who ultimately make certain decisions are at a certain level of depression that we can't comprehend. They get so low that there's no other way to go. And that's just how I kind of, rationalize it in my head. But it's unfortunate, I'm saying it's unfortunate that, you would feel that the only way out is that. And, I just hate it for the young man's family. It's a horrible situation. So yeah, it's complicated. It's confusing. It's sad. And unfortunately, this is something that we deal with human beings.
It is, and listen, you're sitting there saying it's not just a football issue; it's a human life issue. All of us deal with it in some type of way. Some of us handle it better than others. Some of us, bury it deeper and just try to delve into the responsibilities that we have in life. And sometimes that works, and sometimes it kind of pops back up, and you see situations like this, like what's going on with Rondell and his family now. So it's rough, and I think us as human beings, as Americans, whatever, like we need to find a way to kind of finding avenues to make it easier for people to have conversations about this when they are struggling, to at least attempt to prevent more situations like that. And yeah, like you were talking about, we do kind of, talk more about the celebrities that happen to do it, the celebrities' families that happen to do it, the professional athletes that it happens to. I get that, but we also need to worry about, our neighbor, our neighbor's friends, our neighbor's families, etc. Because we're all human and we all deal with it. We all have moments where we feel we might be better off doing X, Y, and Z, but because depression, bipolar disorders, whatever it happens to be, that kind of triggers you into these moments. As even AJ Brown said, when he was 23 years old, he was feeling like this, that he wanted to take his own life. Can you imagine that? Obviously it hits more to me now because he's a Philadelphia Eagle, but the time he's 23 years old, he's, down there in Tennessee, it wasn't even a thought in, our eyes, but to see a guy at that caliber openly talk about that, I think is more important. That I think it should make it easier, not just for the athlete to do it, but, your everyday, John and Jane to kind of be able to speak out or reach out to somebody that, that they're having trouble, that they're going through something too.
Yeah.
We just have to keep these lines of communication open. Even if you think somebody's not, maybe it was someone you used to be around and you just thought they were acting weird and erratic because of X, Y, and Z. You just wanted to cut them out. Sometimes a simple conversation, a simple phone call is what really all that matters to some people, some of these people that are struggling. So
yeah, and to your point, Steve, and for this to really happen, men need to get away from this this ego and pride and thinking that they need to appear tough and be tough. And I like to call it fake tough. I think there are a lot of men who are confused about what it is to be a man, and you think that being a man means that you have to be hard. and you can't be vulnerable, and you can't, and you're not allowed to ever in any circumstance have emotions, and that's just not it. And talking about, vulnerabilities, or talking about areas where you struggle can be perceived as weak, and that's just ignorant. That's just a very ignorant way to look at it. Every human being struggle, period. Every single one of us, everybody goes through it, different degrees, different circumstances, whatever it may be, but it's all relative. Everybody feels pain, has felt pain in their life, has gone through that process, that emotional roller coaster. So yeah, a lot of, the fake male bravado that I see so often, which makes me laugh sometimes, we have to get rid of that, and be able to get help. And going to a therapist doesn't make you weak. It makes you smart.
You're so right about that. It's just that fake facade that we put on, that if you're hurting or going through something mentally, that automatically makes you weak, and it doesn't. To sit there and ask for help is probably the strongest thing you could ever do. So, anyone that comes across this, if it winds up getting clipped for a reel, whatever, and you happen to see this, like, dude, like, you're not reaching out and not talking to someone is what ultimately does make you weak. So the thing you're fearing in that moment is exactly what you're doing. You're being weak by not talking to your brothers, not talking to your sisters or family members, or somebody you may know that be involved in helping people with mental health issues, and not reaching out to them. That's making you weak. You're not a weak person for having moments that I talk about it all the time on here, because I don't know of another athlete that did it. Lane Johnson literally stopped playing football in the middle of a season. I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago, because he was having a mental health crisis and stopped. We just seen Jair Alexander do it last season too, right? He got traded to Philadelphia, and he was just like, you know what? I'm having some issues, man. I need to go and deal with this before I can worry about being a professional athlete. So, I mean, it's not being weak. So anyone who thinks that makes you weak, you need to rethink about what is strong and what is weak. I'm gonna just leave it at that, because we can make a whole episode out of that, Marvin.
Right.
So, great interviews today. I'm going to cut this one a little bit short, but before I do let it go, when we did our giveaway, Eddie Prather won, and I had asked him when he got everything situated to, shoot me a video, take me some pictures. And last week he did shoot me the video. I totally forgot about it when we were doing last week's episode, and just never got to it as we got to it. So been sitting in the back end, about a little bit more than a minute long. I'm going to give Eddie's video a little play here, because he was our winner of the 1 million views giveaway that we did, and I sent him a bunch of things, so give that a shot. Right.
I'd like to thank Steven and Ben and the rest of the South Florida Tribune for these neat little gifts that I won from them. I got this poster that has autograph poster, and then another autograph poster of Joe Rogan, and I got an autographed copy of Ben Troupe's biography, which is a very good read, so I would recommend it for anybody to read. And then Ben Troupe autograph card, and a autograph card of Jessica, I can't pronounce her last name, and a little card of Ben Troupe that's autographed. Thank you very much for all of it. Thank you very.
Oh, Eddie got his little gift package there.
Well deserved, man. Eddie's always showing up, always participating, always showing love. So I'm happy it was him. I'm happy.
I am too, and that's why I threw in like some extra things. I only was gonna do like the book and a couple of the cards, but like being as Eddie was so engaging as he was, when I had covered World Series of Fighting event, which is now PFL MMA, they had extra posters laying around. They were just given out to some of the media members, and I grabbed a couple of the posters. So I've been holding on to them for when I did one of these big giveaways, and I figured, since Eddie was, it's not just this show, it's not just he is on just about almost every one of the programs that winds up popping on here for the South Florida Tribune, and I had no problem throwing him a couple extra posters, threw him a couple extra cards and what in there. The one was Lauren Murphy and Jessica I. He wasn't able to pronounce that or recognize who that was. So, both have been world champions at some point in times in their combat sports career. Lauren Murphy had actually just recently retired. She was Invicta Fighting Championships bantamweight champion for a period of time before she made it to the UFC. Joe Rogan, that was when he did his one of his stand-up comedy things, and grab some posters there when he was doing that. And so glad Eddie got it, but again, I'm going to point out that we got some more stuff for some more giveaways when I was at the BKFC weigh-ins. I got some of the fighters to sign the glove. So when we hit the 2K mark, and when we hit the appropriate amount of watch hours, I'm going to be doing another giveaway with that signed glove. Hopefully we can find hopefully someone else besides Eddie wins. If Eddie winds up winning it again, Eddie winds up winning it again. I can't.
I'm betting Earl Kinsey is going to give Eddie a run for his money.
Yeah, yes. I see your he's your nephew, right?
No, Earl's my cousin. He's my cousin. Yeah, he's my cousin.
So
man.
Yeah, I mean, I do listen, a lot of times when I post stuff on social media and it winds up going out there, every time I'm on my Facebook or whatever, I'm always seeing your cousin there, like and share and repost and etc. So I would not be surprised if it's Earl.
Right. Yeah, me either. Yeah, he's him and Jasmine, his daughter. They love the South Florida Tribune. They've been loyal to this ever since I got on. So
I always see them pop in from time to time. Especially when you're on, but I mean, no surprises there. So, other than that, I think it was a fun one today. It was great. Learning about Marion and T.J. Again, I'm going to reiterate. I really do hope that they find their way on someone's 53-man roster. I think they would be a asset to whoever they wind up with. Ben's talking to them going down to Atlanta. Listen, I know that the Eagles can use a second cornerback here in Philadelphia. I wouldn't mind having what is he? His Ponds Island is his X handle. Wouldn't mind having Ponds Island with Guantanamo Bay on the other side to go with Cooper DeJean. Wouldn't be a bad match in my opinion.
There you go. Yeah, no. Would be good. But no, this is the giveaway has been great, man. I love the participation by the guys, and this is a good situation.
Yeah, I got some more stuff to unload, but it's all a matter of the engagement we wind up getting on these shows. I don't try to make it if someone can get these amount of people to like, these amount of people to share. I just want it to be natural engagement. So we're going to be doing some more stuff over the coming weeks and months. Hopefully it's closer to weeks than months between us getting some of these goals. But I know I think we're like 120 subscribers on YouTube away from 2K. So we're getting there, my friend. We're getting there. We want the real listeners, the real supporters, not just these numbers that mean nothing. So. But other than that should probably put a wrap on today's show. Again, appreciate TJ and Marion's time today. Appreciate your guys' time as always as well. Hopefully, Ben has a good visit. It's not always a good thing having to make hospital visits and whatnot. So other than that, another fun episode here on The Fan in the End on the South Florida Tribune Network. If you guys are tuning in and you haven't given us a subscribe yet, hit that QR code up top, subscribe, smash that notification bell. Make sure you don't miss any of the programming And what are you doing? Triple duty again today, Marvin?
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff to do today. No doubt about it. I got 3 shows, yes, with the South Florida Tribune. Scott Morgan-Roth and myself have a show at 8, and then we have 9 o'clock is the I can't even think of it right now. We have a show at 9 as well. Yeah.
And we were talking about it before you came on. You said a couple of your articles got picked up by Yahoo.com. Is that the stuff that you're doing with your Trojans over there?
No. This is another group that I've been working with. I had some stuff picked up by Yahoo. Yeah.
That's all that matters, man. Like we talk about, we grow slowly day by day, my friend. It's good to see that some of your stuff is getting picked up along them lines. But this was
you can just look. You can just Google Marvin Powell III, and everything pops up.
There you go. You want to show Marvin some love? Hop on Google, type his name in, check those articles out. Make sure you give it a good read. Other than that, this was another episode of The Fan in the End. I'm Steve. He's Marvin. We will catch you guys later. Peace out, my friends.